O Great Spirit, saints and sages of all times, all places, O ye path makers of old, most beloved Lord divine, in all of thy names and all of thy forms, ancestors of our bloodlines, ancestors of our adopted lines, ancestors of our marriage lines, ancestors of our friendship lines, ancestors of all our spiritual lines, O ye powers that be, O infinite, infinite Lord of stillness, bless us with thy presence. Bless us with thy wisdom, thy insight, that as we come together, we may hear clearly, we may see clearly, we may understand the right action, the right time, the right way. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. As we approach the movement of the moon into Libra, the zodiacal sign of Libra, where it will enter during our meditation, may all be balanced, may all be peace-filled, may all be bliss-filled, may all be goodness. As we approach this new moon today, may that which we sow be fruitful and flourish. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Good morning. Welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome, depending upon where in the world thou art. Welcome to my heart and welcome to our Sangha. Do you remember Hiranyakashipu? Hiranyakashipu, the greatest devotee, the most devoted of all of the beings ever on the earth. Surely you remember Hiranyakashipu. His devotion was so great. Remember that the smoke went up into the heavens. His tapas, his energy, so fervent that all the gods had to leave and come down to earth to be able to breathe. That all the gods complained to Narayana, he who existed before Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, Narayana, the great ever-present being. You must remember Hiranyakashipu, the father of the great, beautiful devotee, Prahlada. But that's another story. Prahlada's another story. Hiranyakashipu is the story for today. So there he was, born onto the earth. And all he wanted from the time he was born was to be better than everyone. He wanted to be numero uno. They would bow down when he came on the streets. They would say, "Yay, yay, yay. Woo, here he is, here he is, here he is. There's Hiranyakashipu." He was born into a royal family. And everything he wanted, he got. But he became king. And lo and behold, oh my goodness gracious, there were others. There were other kings. Not so good. There were others who had kingdoms as big or bigger than his. This made him very despondent and angry. He was going to do something about it. He's a pretty smart man. So he walks around his kingdom. He just kind of observes what's going on, who's doing what. And he comes upon an ashram. And he listens. Om Namo Narayana. Plants are growing. Building looks nice and clean. Animals look happy. Om Namo Narayana. Has his accountant look at the ledgers. Well, they paid everything on time. They must have good money. I think I'll go in and see what's going on. So in he marches. King like, "Excuse me," interrupts their mantras. I didn't have very good manners at all. And the head monk looks at him very kindly. "Yes, yes, yes. Hiranyakashipu, how may I help you?" You know, you're supposed to say, "Yes, your majesty. Oh, I'm so glad to see you." And the monk says, "Hiranyakashipu, how can I help you?" So he says, "I want to know this mantra that you're chanting, this sound. What is it? Why are you chanting that?" Yeah, because it attunes us to Narayana, the celestial being that is the most before all else, who was incarnate before any other being. And Hiranyakashipu says, "Is he greater than me? Is he greater than me?" Fully expecting they're going to say, "No, nobody's greater than you." But they said, "Oh, yes, 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 he's greater than you. There's even a little bit of him within you." Okay, gotta learn the mantra. Not how you learn mantra, but what does Hiranyakshu know? Here's the rule. That the master had taken. Anyone who comes and asks must be taught. Must be taught to the best of your ability. What they do with it, that's their karma. So sit with your spine erect, Hiranyakshu. Put your hands on your thighs. Bring the thumb and the index finger together, face them upward. Put them on the thighs. Perform the resurrection breath by turning your head to the left, exhaling twice. Bring the head back to the center. Now, focus, Hiranyakshu. Focus here at the sun center. And simply chant. Om Namo Narayana. Inhale. Om Namo Narayana. Hiranyakshu coughed. Too much effort. Not done properly. Try it again. Same posture. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Very good, says the master. That's fine. Is that all? Is that all? I just chanted it 3 times. Is that all? No. You have to go chant it 12 times, 110,000. Seems like a lot. Well, to get the power of the mantra, 12 times 110,000. I gave you the formula. You can do it or not do it. Hiranyakshu wanted to be number 1 so badly. All right, I'll go do it. Goes back to the palace and sits down. He's got a nice mala, one of these nice malas. Counts it up, marks it, and sits down and chants. Now, the intensity of his chanting, very, very intense. Pretty soon, Om Namo Narayana reaches the heavens. Pretty soon, his tapas is so strong. The yoga siddhi that he's generated, his spiritual powers are so strong that it sends fire up to the heavens, smoke up to the heavens. And all of the gods go to Narayana and say, this devotee is calling you. You must help us. So Narayana wakes up, 1 eye, 2 eyes. He was in deep meditation. And he descends down to the earth. He comes down to the earth. What's going on here? And he can hear it. He's coming down. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Oh, it sounds sweet to his ears. Gets in front of Hiranyakshu. Says, you called? Oh, yes, thank you. You finally came. Well, you're pretty devoted. I can see that. It looks like you've not only chanted my name, calling me 12 times 110,000, but you've kept on chanting. You're going on the 4th round of 12 times 110,000. Very unusual. How can I help you? I think you've earned a boon. Now, I know, you and I must be thinking, what is Narayana thinking? He's going to give a boon to this bad guy just because he's been chanting his name. This guy's not very kind. He's not very nice. And his intentions are pretty poor. But he's been devoted. He's been doing the same thing over and over and over again. 12 times 110,000 times 4. Hiranyakshu says, well, master, haha, he's not really my master. I ask you that I not be killed by man nor beast, nor winged one, nor bull, that I never be killed in the daylight or the night, and that I not be killed inside or outside. Well, okay, I guess you've earned that. Sounds pretty good. You will not be killed by man, nor beast, nor winged one, nor bull. I'll even add, not even those from the sea. You will not be killed at night or in the day, inside nor outside. Yes, sir, here it goes. I'm going to be numero uno. And as Narayana ascends back up to the heavens, Hiranyakshu starts conquering the world. He conquers the high realms, he conquers the earth realms, he conquers the lower realms. He takes over from Yama, the Lord of Death. He takes over from every single divine one. He takes over their realm and captured it and swallows it as his own. They don't know what to do. His devotion has been so great. He's gotten this great power. What do they do? They're a little far behind. No one else's devotion has been this great, except his son, and that's another story. So they go to the heavens. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, the three go to the heavens, along with all the others. Narayana, help. Look what you did. Narayana says, no. Not what I did. Look what he did with his devotion, his practice, his tapas. I don't see any of you chanting Om Namo Narayanaya 12 times 110,000 times 4. Anybody here do that? No. But I feel sorry for you, so be it. I'll help. And then what happens? He descends down into the earth as Narasimha, the lion-faced man. Narasimha. Narayana descends down as Narasimha and comes in and sees Hiranyakshu. Well, my brother, it is time for you to stop devouring the world. No, I don't think so. You're not going to be able to get me because Narayana gave me this power. Om Namo Narayanaya. Narasimha says, you're right. Timing is everything. Pulling on his good lion ears, tugging on his good lion beard. He taunts Hiranyakshu. come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Come outside of your palace. Ha! You can't kill me inside, you can't kill me outside. I can be wherever I want. And here there is a grand, 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 grand entrance. Oh, the kind of entrance you see only in beautiful palaces. Very wide, very high, very thick walls. So tall, it would take 100,000 men to reach the top, piled on top of each other. Tall, wide. And in that entrance stood Narasimha, taunting. Hiranyakshu, the hours went from the morning to the midday to the afternoon until the time, the magical hour of sunset. It was not daylight, it was not nighttime. It was not in, it was not out. And Narasimha raged and taunted and teased until Hiranyakshu could stand it no more and leaped with a single bound towards the doorway. Bad timing. Kapoof. And he was gone. All of his devotion, all of his tapas, all of his wanting for all the wrong things, all of his destruction of the world, gone. The lion-faced man, neither man nor beast, neither in nor out, in the doorway, neither sunrise, neither daytime nor nighttime, but at dusk. The father of Prahlada dissolved into dust. But none of us truly dissolve into dust. His soul went on, and he reincarnated again and again and again and again and again until he knew the boon to ask. Now, that's a long story this morning. I love that story. But what is the story? Who are you? What part of your life is Hiranyakshu? What are you devoted to? What have you been devoting your life to between the summer solstice and the fall equinox? What have you been devoting your life to? What has been driving, what emotion, what devotion has been driving you all these months? And the period between the spring equinox and the summer solstice, or backing up even further, the winter solstice and the spring equinox, and the summer solstice and the fall equinox. We're just 3 months away from the next winter solstice. What have you been devoting your life to? Now, to me, in this story, the most amazing thing when I first heard it, to my ears, what was most amazing was that the intention of Hiranyakshu didn't matter. You know, it was his practice that mattered, his devotion that mattered. It wasn't that he was doing the practice because he wanted to be number one in the world. It was that he was doing the practice, and thus the results of the practice came to him. Now, I'm a little suspicious about the story, truthfully, because I'm a little suspicious that he would still have that greed living in him after doing so much practice. But it is the way the story is told. But the divine ones, the powers that be, God, if you will, the Lord of life, if you will, which is really mystically the better way to say it, responds to what you do. responds to you, responds to your goodness, to your kindness, to your love, to your sharing, to your practice. You fast one day every week, and that fast day, you fast an hour once a week, and that fast hour builds Yoga City. Spiritual discipline builds Yoga City. Spiritual energies to be used for something good, something worthwhile, one would think. But the story says to us that there is no judgment that is made. There's no judgment, there's no preferences. There's just simply you're doing the practice or you're not doing the practice. You do the practice, then this happens. You don't do the practice, and this happens. But always, the good will win in the end, depending upon what you think the good is really the issue. What do you think the good is? And so, this special day, the new moon in Libra, the point of balance, to bring something into balance, it is really the sign of the symbol, the glyph, or the sign of the zodiac of Libra is a scale of justice. And as you remember, the scale of justice is there in the court, and a feather is placed upon one side of the scale of justice. And if the feather tilts the scale, there's guilt. The tail, there's no balance anymore. If the feather does not tilt, then all remains even. Now, life is change. Life is change, constant and continual change. Every breath we take is change. Every thought we think is change. Every mantra we chant is change. Every kind act brings change. Every cruel thought brings change. Every attunement to wisdom, to compassion, to the Divine One brings change. What are you doing in your life now? Today, yesterday, this morning? What are you thinking? What practices are you doing? And how does that affect where you're going? I suppose this analogy probably doesn't make a lot of sense these days, but I'll have to find another one. So I'll go with this for right now. If you ever drove a car, I guess you can still see it today in cars, but if you ever drove a car that was a manual transmission, you'd have the car locked, turned off, if you will, but you could still turn the wheel just a little bit, And as a little girl, I used to like to sit behind the wheel of my dad's car, and he'd let me pretend like I was driving, and I could, little here, little there, little here, little there, and I could get to Granny's house. Oh, I wished. Now that's a great mystical truth, The wheel is locked on both sides by the karma, all four sides by the karma, if you will, the cardinal points. And yet, if I can turn it a little bit, just a little bit, it will move. Now, if I move it this way, will it stay balanced? Move it just a little bit. If I move it just a little bit here, or just a little bit there. Now what happens? You can say to me, oh, nothing's going to happen from that. I'm saying, yeah, well, I don't know. What happens if I move it a little bit here in 3 months? Where am I going to be? In 6 months, where am I going to be? In 9 months, where am I going to be? In 15 years, where am I going to be? I'm right here. Look at that. Just that little bit. Just that little bit comes back here. Now, if I'm here 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 15 months, 15 years, 100 years, I'm there. So I go from here to here. All I've done is move a little bit. And the same goes in the other direction. What are you doing? What are you devoting your time to that will change and is going to change the ultimate end goal for you? You see somebody doing something, a friend perhaps, doing something that to you is not of the highest moral value. It's not say they are speaking in a way, living in a way, acting in a way that really does not resonate with what you value in life. You don't say anything about it. In fact, you support it with your smirks or your smiles or your affirmations, or you're joining in. If you feel bad inside about it, oh, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why? Well, everybody does that. No, not everybody. You're not everybody. You're on a path. You're sitting here with me, we're sitting here together, and it says something special about you. It says you decided, whether for this moment or for longer moments in time, it matters not, but that you decided to do something to change the course of your life, to change the trajectory of your life, that you're looking to change the trajectory of your life. A beautiful soul wrote to me earlier this week and said, I was raised in the Lutheran tradition. She could have said she was raised in any tradition, just what she said. And she said, and I found comfort in that they told me exactly what I was to do and how I was to do it. And now I'm practicing these yoga practices, and I think I'm getting really good results, but I don't know if I'm doing everything exactly right. Am I dotting every T? Am I crossing every Y? And what is the answer? The answer is, well, what are you doing? What are the results of your practice? Are you practicing and you're getting very positive results? You feel as if you're more joyful, as if you're more calm, as if you're more compassionate, as if you're wiser? Or are you becoming crabby and grouchy, etc., etc.? That'll tell you if the practice is working. Ask the people around you. Hey, how is she doing? How am I doing? How do I seem to you? Do I seem better? Do I seem happier? Do I seem stronger? Do I seem more compassionate or wiser? Or do I seem like I'm just a bigger grouch? What is it? And you will find the results of what you're doing. In Kriya Yoga particularly, the path requires you to have a primary experiences, not my experiences. Do you hear me? Not mine, not what I'm saying, not what I'm doing, but you to do a practice like Hiranyakshu. Do the practice and see the results. Now, it is my hope that your practice will have a wonderful outcome that is meaningful and helpful to you, and that you will not abuse the world through your practice. I'm sure you will not. For Hiranyakshu ultimately did not. Ultimately, he found enlightenment after coming back again and again and again and again. After all, he had Paralab as a son. So, before we go to meditation, why all this talk about devotion? Some of you were saying, well, I don't devote my life to anything. I just live my life. I don't think that's true. However you are living your life, you are devoting your life energy to something. And if you will stop and reflect upon your life, take a deep targa and deeply reflect. How are you devoting your life? Are you devoting it to the everyday? Are you devoting it to the everyday duties of life? Your work, maintaining your house, maintaining your car, maintaining your things, feeding your body. Is that how you're devoting your life? Is there anything else, any other way that you're spending your time? I'm so sorry. Is there any other way you're spending your time? Your life energy. Your life energy. What are you devoting it to? I met someone the other day who's very clear that the way they're spending their life energy is the most wonderful thing for them is they're a gamer. You know this. There are games that you can play on your computer, on your devices. And this man was so enthusiastically telling me that, oh, every free moment he had, he was gaming. Every free moment. Why, they even had it on his telephone. He could game on that. I can't really judge it because I've never done it and I don't really have any idea where it leads to. I have an idea where it leads to, but having never practiced it myself, I cannot tell you that that is accurate. It's not how I would choose to spend my life, but it's how he has chosen to spend his life. If it's how you have chosen to spend your life, then you have to ask yourself, well, where's that going to lead me? What is that train that I'm on? Where am I going to end up? And I'm asking you to think, not, in our tradition, it is, you don't think tomorrow, you don't think 3 months from now, you don't think 7 months from now, you think 7 lifetimes from now. And if that's too far for you, think 7 months from now, think 7 years from now. Think about what happens if you don't do anything but gaming in your spare time for the next 7 years or 70 years. And then take it out one lifetime. Because remember, whatever you're pouring energy into now, today, if you don't shift it, you're going to be pouring energy into it next week, next month, next year, the same thing over and over and over and over again. And life does not make any differentiation as to whether these things are good or bad. The outcome is whatever the outcome is. The outcome is dependent upon you. The outcome is dependent upon where you are devoting your time and the combination of things you're devoting your time to. And so at this point of the fall equinox, which we just passed on Thursday, the new moon in Libra, the time of balance, take a moment and ask yourself, what am I devoting my time to? Where am I putting my earth energy, the prana of my life? It's later than you think. It passes by in the flash of an eye, and then you go on to the next incarnation. But what you are doing here now lays the pattern, lays the path, lays the map for the next incarnation. So pay attention, please. Remember, Hiranyakshu wanted to be number one and was willing to devote enormous amounts of time and energy to be number one. He did not have a successful ending. Being number one is not the goal, or should not be. But if it's what you want, try it. See what happens. And in time, I think it is easy to see that striving for the jewels above the head of God is more fruitful. Striving for wisdom and compassion and nonviolence is more important than being number one in a temporary situation. For just like Hiranyakshu, anyone in the world, anyone in world history who has been number one, even the monarch, Queen Elizabeth herself, who was number one in that role for 70 years, long time, no more. Anyone who has been number one upon the earth, no more. In time, all will change. So find another goal. Find another goal that's more important to you, a goal that is truly going to support all of your spiritual energies. And start at this moment, at this day, as we are now having the sun moved into Libra. Om Namo Narayana. Start looking at your days, at your nights, as the way in which you are spending the coinage of your life, the prana of your life. And ask yourself, is this where I want my prana to go? Is this where I want the life energy to go? Is this where I want? No, this is the experience I am purchasing. This is what I want. And if it is not, you don't have to turn the boat from here to here. You don't have to go from a conjunction to a square. All you have to do is turn it a little bit, get yourself a sextile in there, and you'll go in another direction. So ultimately, what I was trying to share with you today really is that the 4 cardinal points of the earth, the 4 cardinal points of the year, rather, the solstice and the equinox, are times to spiritually stop and reflect and say, I see. What am I doing? What have I been doing? And then really, in a very positive kind of way, to perform parka, a deep reflection, a non-critical reflection of your life. Non-critical reflection of your life. Did you hear me? Please reflect on where you are and what you were doing. A non-critical reflection. And know that, people are not as concerned with you as you think they are. You can make changes in your life slowly, surely, and harmoniously, because it is your life. It's your coinage. May the powers that be bless you. Use the time wisely. It's always good to take a moment to stop and say, yeah, that's going pretty well. Not so good. And move forth from there. So let the rest of our time we will spend in meditation. Namaste. Focusing your attention at the sun center. Turn the head to the left with a double exhalation. Bring the head back to the center and begin to watch the breath. Using the sipping breath, pull the energy from the limbs to the trunk. From the trunk to the spinal column. From the base of the spine to the sun center. Move that golden energy as a wall of light in front of you. Sweep around to the left, behind to the right. 2 times, 2 more times. And now ascend upward to the high place. Above the building, above the continent. Above the earth plane. To the highest realm. And when you reach the high place, your high place of meditation, you see a path in front of you. Ascending through a meadow. Begin to walk the path. Ascend upward. Ascend up the mountain, through the forest. Until you come to the clearing. In front of you is a shrine, a temple, if you will, built for you. It is perfect. Enter into the shrine. Towards the back, you see a light, a pool of light. Walk towards this. Entering into the pool, you see it is fed by a waterfall of light. Walk through the pool of light to the waterfall of light. Standing beneath the waterfall of light, feel the light pour down upon your crown center. Let the light pour down upon your crown, filling every cell of your being. Let all of the difficult karmas wash away. Let the obscuring karmas be dissolved. Any karma which stops you from seeing clearly, may it be dissolved away. As the light fills your body begins to ascend slightly. As it pours through your body, all of the pain, the difficulties, the emotions fly free and dissolve. Walk forth from the waterfall to the shrine. Feel yourself vivified. Walk outside at the shrine and sit in meditation, seeing the sun rising in your mind's eye. Om Namo Narayana. 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 Om. As the sun rises in front of you and the moon rises next to it, the two gazing upon each other. A clear mirror of your consciousness arises in your mind's eye. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om. 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 Feel the golden dewdrops of Anandic bliss pouring down upon you and filling every cell of your being. Ananda, 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 da, da. May the powers that be bless you, that you will see that which needs to be seen, that you will accept that which needs to be accepted, and that you will have the wisdom to change that which needs to be changed in the right time, the right way, the right place. Remember dusk. Remember sunrise. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Dhyana Mulam Guru Murtir. Puja Mulam Guru Padam. Mantra Mulam Guru Vakyam. Moksha Mulam Guru Kripa.